All right.
We're live. All right. Well, hello, everybody. This is Wendy Weber. This is the Wendy Show. And you know what? I want to welcome my good buddy, Terry. So, Terry, Mitzvah very soon she's going to marry, but here we'll take a momentary visit with her. All right. So, I just wrote that about a minute ago.
Okay.
Like that occurred to me. I'm welcoming Terry Farrell. She is the Mitzvah Fairy. She does lots of other things. She's a good buddy of mine. I met her this past year at Event Ensemble, and we're going to do a dive into who is Terry? What is she? That's another story behind that one. All right, Terry, let's start out with where'd you come from? Where were you born? Things like that.
Okay. Well, I was born in Minnesota. I was there for about a year, and then we moved here to lovely Scottsdale, Arizona, and then I've been here ever since. I went to Tucson for about 6 years. Didn't like that, so came back to lovely Phoenix. So I've been here for 40 years. I'm loving it.
Just out of curiosity, what didn't you like about Tucson?
It was okay, but it's a smaller town. It's just not the place for me. It was good for college, but that was about it.
Well, I happen to agree with you. I didn't go to college there, but it's the pace is wrong for me. There's not as many things to do as here, and we got tons of stuff. So you went to U of A then, right?
Yes.
You went to the University of Arizona? Yeah, okay.
Yep, I went to,
and what'd you major in?
Pima Community College. What?
Oh, what did you major in?
I originally majored in biology and then decided that I did not want to be a doctor anymore, so I went into communications.
All right. Yeah, my daughter didn't want to be a doctor either.
Yeah.
Probably too much paperwork. All right.
Yeah.
So having a little bit of a connectivity problem on your end, but I think we have enough going on. And so you do event planning, specializing in bar mitzvahs. That's not all you do. You do weddings and other things too. Yep. But you have another job, which probably came off of your biology background. What is that other job you do?
Okay, so I work for Lab Express. We are a self-pay blood testing laboratory. And my dad actually started the company 30 years ago. So we're celebrating our 30th anniversary. I've been working here since I was 10.
No kidding. And is it something you feel obligated, or do you just really love it?
I actually really love it. I have a passion to make this work. So that's why I came back in after a few years of other work and everything else I was doing. So I was glad to be back, but I also love doing the party planning and everything like that because I did that in my previous job doing surgery scheduling. So in the company, I actually was the one taking care of all the employees and everything for their birthdays, and we made sure that they felt special for their birthdays.
Well, that's really interesting because I didn't know where that came from, and that was going to be my question to you. How did you get into the planning? And so how did you make the transition into doing more things like bar mitzvahs and the weddings and some of the other things that you do?
Well, I started off, my dad actually was, before this lifetime, he actually did catering, especially for the concerts that were coming in and everything. So he did a lot of the catering and everything like that. So we got that little niche, and then we did little parties. We're always the host at parties with our families and everything. So it just came naturally to me. And then I would host like my sister's wedding showers, baby showers, anyone wanted that. And then when I started doing the surgery scheduling, I started doing all those parties and helping out there. So then I took the niche of when my nephews were ready for their bar mitzvahs. I helped out with those and did everything great with that. So it was really neat to actually help out, learn everything, and be the planner. So I said, you know what, I need to make a little company out of it. So that's what I did. I for this company, I do all the corporate functions that we do and organize it, arrange it, get all the supplies start from start to finish. And my main thing is to keep it on budget. So you give me a budget, I see how I can do it, even if I'm very low on the budget, so I can make it happen.
Well, that's very interesting because I met you at Event Ensemble, which is for anybody out of the area or even in the area. It's a group of people who participate in making events happen, whether it's DJs, planners, cake bakers, caterers, all of those things, and me. I'm the only one of me. I'm a singer songwriter. I write custom songs. So that Terry and I are partnering with that, and when something comes up, like her wedding,
Yes.
um, we're working together on songs for that, specializing in that. And hi, Lisa, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I think I'll mute my mic here.
Okay. So Lisa is the founder of Think.tv.
Okay.
Originally, and let me see if I can pull you back up. There we go. Pull you up. There we go. It was originally crowdpublish.tv, and she's the reason behind why we're doing this or how we're doing this. What is your favorite part of putting an event together?
Mostly seeing the people, when the reaction of how it got put together and the ease that they didn't have to like stress over it so much at the end. So I take care of your stress, and that's what I want to do.
So
I get to do the stress.
You're a you're a stress buster.
Yes, I like that one. Maybe I should be renamed the Stress Buster.
But then you'd have to say which means, because nobody knows what that means. So you'd have to. Well, we can brainstorm that.
Yes.
And you're getting married in November.
Yes.
And how did you meet this gentleman, and how long have you known him? So inquiring minds want to know.
Okay. So I met him at my previous job at the surgery scheduling. He was our IT guy. And apparently, 2 weeks before my birthday, our birthdays, because our birthdays are 4 days off from each other. So, wow. So they were trying to figure out how to, or he wanted to figure out how to set us up. So he went to my two best friends that were at the job and just set us up. And they set us up for a happy hour, and that was it. And we've been together for 4 years.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome. So I guess you pretty well know him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you know what you can forgive and what you can't, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's still a learning process after 4 years.
It's a learning process for your whole life, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Most thing is communication, and I've taken a lot of classes to learn how to do that. So just to let you know, I'm not teaching it. I might write a song about it, but I'm not teaching it.
You're right.
I hired a dating coach myself, so
yeah,
I had to do that. And what are the things that you like to do together?
We like traveling. We like going. Sedona's nice. We go to Vegas a few times. Just driving in the car, enjoying the sights. That's kind of our thing. Movies and just relaxing and not have to do anything if we don't have to. So that's our favorite things.
Yeah. Yeah, not doing anything you don't have to do to me is heaven.
Yes.
Don't get much of that.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
His name is Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will be a Campbell in a few months.
All right. So you're going to actually change your last name.
Yep, I'll change my last name. So
is that right? You're going to changing last name to his?
Yeah, I will. He doesn't want to change mine.
Right. Okay. Some people hyphenate it, but that gets complicated for the kids.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, my sister did that with her son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. I know. Anyway, I didn't do that. So I didn't, but I didn't change back either after my divorce.
Oh, okay.
My policy is don't go to a longer name than you have.
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's too much rating. So what? I didn't do a lot of research on you. So when you do a bar and bat mitzvah, what's the first thing you do with the family?
Okay, so I go and sit down with the family, and either at the house or we go to a restaurant or something, and try to figure out what you need from me, because a lot of the parents want to do it themselves. They have this inkling that they want to do it themselves. So I can just do one part, like a candy buffet. I do a really nice candy buffet, or I can do your photography if you don't want to spend that much money on a real photographer. I go around and I have no problem doing those. I was actually cleaning tables. I was watching the the catering manager. I was bartending. I would do whatever needed to be done, and then that way I didn't have to worry the people hosting. And so I just let them know to ease their mind, and I'll do whatever little or a whole bunch of stuff that they need. So that's kind of what I like to do.
Well, you and I had my kids bar and bat mitzvah. I did that myself.
Yeah, well, I didn't have my own bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah because we didn't have that much money to do it, and I didn't want to spend the money because the budget for a mitzvah is so much. You can spend almost as close to a wedding on one of those. So I would rather have what?
No, I've been to those, but ours were very modest. We had luncheon, and the last two we didn't even have a DJ or anything. We just, you know what? Nobody cared. They just visited and ate.
Yeah.
So,
I saw that. I've had a friend that did that. They just did a nice little luncheon for her son. He was okay with that. But in the mid 90s or the early 90s, you had to still do the big thing. And I was like, no, I'll skip it. And I didn't want to learn all of the Hebrew and everything. So that was the other part too. But I ended up thinking, that's kind of what the parents go through is budget issues. And I am there to try to help with the parents and everything. So I will do things cheaply through Amazon, the dollar store, wherever I can, Party City, and find things that work. And then the vendors, I make sure the vendors work too. I work with Green Screen Entertainment a lot right now. They do photo booth, and they do flip cards, airbrush tattoos, and we have a great time doing those kind of things. So, but we can budget out that out to anyone. But I also work with many other vendors and everything like that, and it's great to work with them.
Yeah, that kind of organization is not something that I'm good at. So when we do my CD re-release party, you're certainly we'll figure something out that'll fit because I don't do things like everybody else. As you know, I'm just a little different because that's what's fun. And I know.
Yeah.
I think what you were looking at back then was people keeping up with the Joneses or the Cohens in our case.
Yes.
Or the Schwartzes,
Yeah, there's a movie called Keeping Up with the Steins.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get that. So we never did that, and fortunately, my husband, he was budget conscious, and we did it very. I think the biggest thing was to have good food.
Yes.
So I mean, when everybody eats well, then it doesn't matter about the rest.
Yeah.
It was, in my opinion. But the people who want to do a party, that's something that I would have had somebody maybe help with the invitations or help with this and that. But I was a stay-at-home mom too, so I made the time.
Yeah.
And I could do that.
And I've worked with
what I hated doing, which is what you're going to be helping me with.
Yeah. I've worked with stay-at-home moms, and we will actually sit down and make centerpieces. I love doing that.
Yeah,
I've my those are my
yeah,
specialties, is putting together the centerpieces and the party favors. I did it for my middle nephew. I did all that, and everyone raved on how great it was. That all the centerpieces and everything. I don't go and do those balloon bouquets or anything.
yeah.
I simplify it. I only have like 3 balloons on each table with strings and then still lovely. You know, and I can hire someone to do all those balloon bouquets, but I love doing centerpieces. As long as they don't involve flowers, I'm good.
I saw you playing with putting together some things when you were posting it on Facebook. Or wasn't that you
Yes,
putting
that
together?
was me. I was making my centerpieces for the wedding. So I was trying to find the right flower.
Okay, because we were all watching you do that. That was really interesting. Very pretty, very creative. I really like that.
Thank you. I've been wanting to do that for a while, and I finally got the excuse to do it. And then the original idea was to put goldfish, have goldfish swimming in it too, as part of the centerpiece. But because my wedding is a destination kind of wedding,
Right.
I don't want to bring in live animals for a wedding.
Yeah, well, you'd have to do one of those disclaimers. No goldfish was harmed in the making of this.
Yeah, exactly. But I always thought it would be cute to have the flowers and you have the little goldfish or some sort of fish swimming in the vase.
Well, that might be an idea for somebody closer to home that you would do. It is,
Exactly.
I've never heard of that. I've never seen that, but then I don't get around to those kinds of things. But that was really clever. So you're as nuts as I am.
Yeah, so I think of something creative and I like to execute it as much as possible. So I just think of how to do it and execute it. You know, I'm doing for my wedding, I'm doing pies instead of a real cake. I like to think outside the box, you know, things that we don't need that were passed on from tradition. Um, Sometimes you just don't need them anymore. I learned that bouquets. The reason that people carried bouquets was because they needed something that smells good because they didn't take baths all the time.
Right.
And I was like, well, I take a bath every day. So I don't need to be carrying flowers down the aisle if I don't want to. So so I decided we're not doing that, but I do like some people that do the puppies or something that's close to them and as a thing to walk down the aisle with. And I believe that's cute.
Really walking with a live dog, walking with the dog.
Yeah, they'll take rescue puppies,
Uh-huh.
and each person will carry a little rescue puppy down the aisle, like the bridesmaids and even the groomsmen will, as a cute little thing. I've seen
I've
that
never
before.
heard that, but that's really cool. We're going to take a quick break here because I always do some kind of announcement about one of my birds or another. And I thought I have nothing on Lucky right now, but except he's going back chewing up my baseboard in my kitchen. So he's going to go back in the proverbial doghouse bird cage, right? Yeah.
Right.
He comes out and he has this look, who me? You know. But
Yeah.
I thought out, and I may make myself big so I can make sure I'm in the right place with this. And it's backwards and it says, Gracie, the hormonal nest protector. So when I was at my job, we had heroes. So my hero was Gracie, and one of the guys at work photoshopped the mace and the helmet in. Because at the time she was nesting, and if you stuck your hand under where her nest was, that's the only time she ever bit me. So that's why I thought I'd show you, because I found it and it's really cute. I also have it to frame, and I haven't done that yet. That's what I need. I need a home organizer. I know you don't do that, right?
No, I don't. My home's a mess. I have projects everywhere because I'm always crafting and doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, no, I am the worst organizer ever.
Yeah, well, I met a
Except for
couple
parties.
I met a couple at one of the events I went to. I'm probably going to hire one, as long as the stipulation has to be, because I had one. If you put everything in a box for me to go through, I'm never going through it. Don't do it. I still have boxes from 3 years ago that I'm starting to go through. So that doesn't work for me. I've learned that, but I still need help. I have stuff here and there, except when I have the boxes and the pillows around to keep the birds from going under the furniture. I don't want them to go under, or to protect them to not chew up the records and things like that. So I get it. Neither of us will have a better homes and gardens house.
Yeah.
All right. So what would you like me to ask you that I haven't asked you? What would you like everybody to know about you, especially
Well,
something nobody knows?
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm always around. The people don't know about me. It's just word of mouth, and a lot of people are afraid to ask for help for a party. They think they can do it themselves, and
I get
then they call me 2 weeks before or even a week before and say, "Hey, I need your assistance." And I will do my best to get you there, but at the same time, it's hard. But and then take off where you are. I've been planning my wedding for a year and a half, and I have already arranged who and what I needed, and everything is set and organized. And I have a few last minute things like my songs for the mother and son dance and the father daughter dance, but we're getting there. We should hopefully get it done soon. Um, and just little organization things, but it's always great to have a partner or someone there helping you. And that's what I do is I am there to help and guide you in the right direction. And, if the parent wants to do it themselves,
Yeah.
I'm there just to do the little parts, whatever they need. If they have to work full time, I can go do the errands and pick out the supplies. And then I am, usually I just bill for the supplies and a little bit of labor, and that's it. And I'm not one of those planners that ask for thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm usually about 500 or under, depending on, that includes all the supplies of whatever I've made.
Well,
So,
that's good to know. Because I think a lot of people just need help. You're right. When I think of an event planner, I have always thought, well, they take care of everything. And that's not necessary. You take care of the things. So there's some things that I'm not good at that you're great at. Now, do you know what we were talked about when we had our FaceTime together? That you like to put videos together. So talk about that, because I think
oh,
people don't know that, and I think we'd like
yes.
to, or they would like
That's
to.
my favorite. As I do the slideshows for any parties. I actually do it here at my office for Lab Express. We have video screens out, and I do all the slideshows with the music and everything. And it's really great because then you can show off at the party that it's the going thing now. And I have done really great, as small as 2 minutes, all the way up to 15 minutes, and I put in the transitions. The music goes well with the transitions, and it's very beautiful. Tearjerker, and I am very impressed. I have seen others, and I am almost the same quality or even better than some of the ones I've seen. I got hired to do a graduation slideshow, and I worked with the song Blackbird, but it was Sarah McLachlan version, and just going through it and it was just and seeing how it flowed, it put a tear to my eye. And that's kind of what I like, is to see people get emotional, connected to it and everything like that. And I'm doing that for my wedding, and Wendy's going to be helping me with the song and everything on that one. And that way we can uh, have everything flow, and we're gonna have the us couples dance at the same time with her favorite song that she creates for us. And I think that's going to be great, and the song usually makes that slideshow, and that's what I like about that too. But I've done them for plenty of companies, and it's one of those things that will actually show off businesses too. So
Yeah.
if you're just trying to set out a business, a fun little 2 minute slideshow, even with video, works well. Even a 30-second video that you put on your Facebook business does amazing for your company. So I can help do that. I do like doing photography. I do a little bit of video, but I'm more into the photography and the slideshows.
Now, slideshows are probably easier because you can take the best of the best And with the video, you might have to do it again or edit that, but you can just take that. I like the slideshows with the individual photos, which is something that I need to either get into or have you do for me. Because the thing about um, working with the companies is you're using music that they chose or you chose, or it's not their own song about them. So that's something we can look at down the line to partner with. But people kind of get that, and I'm just starting to get noticed. There's one reason I do different songs each time, so people can see the variety. Although I'm been coached otherwise, but that seems to me the thing to do. However, that's to put it on something is not my forte. It's not my forte. So that's something certainly we can partner with, and nobody has that really. There's nobody really doing that.
Right. So that I think that makes everything original, and I love to be original. You know, you have the people that can do the cookie cutter. I try to make it so people remember your party. People remember what they just watched and experienced. So that's what I want to do is like, hey, this was a little different than what I've normally see. And that's because we're all evolving, and then we need to evolve in our parties also instead of the same old party and the same food.
Maybe we should think of it as exceeding the Steins.
Yes, that's a good one. Yes.
Yeah, to be a little different, to stand out. Who wants to go to the same party over and over and over again?
Yes.
You want something different. And the thing about it, what I'm hearing from you is it can be more economical than we think.
Right.
And it can be more creative. And for instance, I think at my Sweet 16 party, my mother took toilet paper rolls and put stuff around that and flowers or something in it. And everybody got, she collected these little lotions. Well, the little lotions, put it in there, and it was so everybody got, that was the door prize. That was the thing that everybody got. So she didn't spend much money on that. That was real easy. But there's things like that, and you have even more creative ideas than that. And of course, we have more things available. So I really want people to understand the essence of what you do. And I really didn't understand that, which is why I like interviewing you. We didn't have enough time at FaceTime to really explore all these.
Right.
So this is really cool, that to know these things about you, that if I didn't know them, and I go to all these event ensembles, most of them, if I didn't know that, who else doesn't know that?
Exactly. I also have a 3D printer at home. So part of the party favors that we're doing for our wedding, we are 3D printing coasters and our little holders for the name tags for the people's seating spots.
Okay, so any other cool tools you have that I don't know about?
Yeah, well, that was a new one that we just got, and we decided, hey, let's go play with it. So we've made a few things just to test it out. So now I have a wood grain a filament for our 3D printer. So we haven't played with it, so we're gonna try it out, but we're gonna use them as part of the coasters, and we're gonna create coasters for our party favors. And then some other random stuff so if we see something like a little box that someone wants to make, I got when we were first testing it out, I had a heart-shaped box that we made, and so I can use those, and then I can put stickers on it, or we can paint something on it. Between me and my fiance, we are pretty creative, and we come together and figure out stuff. I had a cupcake stand that was just white foam, and he has an airbrush machine. So we painted them the colors for the party that we were doing, and they came out. They're better than just the white foam, and it was really great, and we enjoyed it. So we're a great team together when it comes to creativity. Because if I can't think of it, he thinks of a better way of doing it.
Well, that's good to know. So this is something that when you get when I eventually get around to sending you the YouTube link, we did have some interruptions because of probably your connection. But I think the essence of what you do is getting through, and you can send it around and maybe be able to edit it and take parts that you want from it. So that is a service to you from here. But don't ask me for the techie stuff because I'm not going to do that. Well, I think we're coming to the end of our time here, and I'm going to. Is there anything else you'd like everybody to know about you that I didn't ask? Because we've gone some pretty cool stuff today.
Yes, and I appreciated being on your wonderful little show. It was awesome. And if anyone needs to get a hold of me, my email address is Terrell, Terrell 696 at gmail.com. Or you can even call me on my cell phone, 602-410-5288. And I am the mitzvah fairy. I come around and bless bar and bat mitzvah kids with the party of their lifetime.
All right. Well, thanks so much. So I'm going to end this like I usually do. And I haven't come up with a better ending yet because it's hard to rhyme life. If I'd known I was going to be doing this 10 years later, I would have put it a little differently. But this has been a ball right from the start. I'm glad that you all are here to take part. Fun to use kazoo and not just drum and pipe. Wish you a joyous melody in your heart and harmony in your life. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
For being there. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.